All right. Well, welcome, ladies, to the ambassador training this evening. I am going to dive into something that I feel like is going to be a mindset shift for so many of you. Let's talk about this. December is the new January. December is the new January. What do I mean? Maybe you've heard this before, maybe you've never heard this before, but I really want to press in on this topic because what you do right now is going to press in and it's going to just really carve out the trajectory with where you're going to go kicking off in January. You know, when it comes January, you're not thinking, okay, here are my goals, here's what I'm going to do. Like you already have that set in place. So maybe you're on this call tonight, brand new, figuring out, okay, what do I want my January to look like? Well, you still got a couple weeks to figure that out. Maybe you're on here and you haven't joined us yet. Maybe you're brand new because you just came over from the Experience the Opportunity call and you're still curious on what this is all about. I promise you what God is doing here, if you can catch this visual with me, we're at the front of this massive tidal wave that's happening through marketplace ministry. Here's what we know. Women are always looking for two things: personal development. They're wanting to grow, point blank, period, all the time, all year long. Number two, they're always looking for how can I make an additional income? And you get to do all of that here. Now let's talk about a double cherry on top of this, shall we? On top of the Sunday, this has a faith foundation. This is a place where we really get to learn how to partner with God to do it. Amazing. Like I tell people, being a co-founder here at Girl Power Alliance, I actually needed this 5-10 years ago. So having a place where you're learning from women of good fruit, they all love the Lord. They're experts in a variety of areas, right? The thousands of hours that they've poured in, you get to come in and learn from them at a fraction of the cost. No brainer. It really is a no brainer. And then the passive income piece. You're going to want to share this because of what's going to happen in and through you. You're going to want to share this. Other women are looking for this. So when I'm talking about the front of this tidal wave, people, women, they are looking for this right now. And you could be that key piece of being like, you know what? I found something that is just so amazing. And I hear this a lot. Let's go back to the December is the new January. I hear this a lot. I don't really know if people are going to like spend money on this because it's December, it's Christmas, we're going into the holiday time. Let's think about it. December is one of the months that people spend the most money on, whether it's like food, family gifts, they are in the spending mode. Why not look at, okay, why not set myself up, spend some money to pour into myself, set myself up so my 2023 is going to be taken off like a rocket? Because people are looking for ways to pour into themselves. They are, I promise you. We have people asking us every day, you know, I need to be able to grow. I need to be able to grow financially, personally, professionally, spiritually, being in a good environment where women can pray over you, pour into you, and truly living out that there's no competition in the kingdom. Like that's not just a cute catchphrase that we have here. That's something that we actually live by. And it's amazing to see that play out. So December is the new January. I really want you to wrap your mind around that and maybe write that phrase down. And once we jump off here tonight, sit for the next 5-10 minutes. And what does that mean to you? What would this time next year look like if you got started a little bit earlier? If you put in a little bit more discipline, a little bit more work, a few more reach outs, or maybe a lot more. Everybody on this call has different pain points, different goals, different things that they want to accomplish. But it takes discipline, dedication, and of course, making a decision. There may be women on this call that just said their best yes by coming into Girl Power Alliance. There may be women watching this that haven't said yes yet, and they're coming in here and getting a sneak peek of how we train. But there's a place of urgency that really needs to sit with you because there is something that's happening right now because God is stirring up something so major right now. And that's where I want you to shift. And December is the new January. Because when you have momentum going into the new year and everybody's hot and ready, let's go, let's do this. You're already great. I'm here. I'm there. Here's my link. Let's get started. It's so simple here. The resources that you plug in, it's a no-brainer for the cost of what you're paying for because these women charge hundreds, if not thousands or tens of thousands of dollars to work with them. Women don't typically, most women, I should say, don't have thousands or tens of thousands of dollars to invest in themselves, but they can find 79. They can probably find 149. And then this is an opportunity where they get it paid for. So here's my next point. Let's get started. For those that are here, let's get started on your two. Let's get 2 people started this week. Who are those 2? And here's one thing that we do differently in Girl Power Alliance. Okay, Laura, who are the women that you want me to reach out to? Who are those women? This isn't just coming out of our own strength anymore. The difference, when the new narrative that's happening here, is partnering with him to do it. And just being like, okay, well, who are these people? And really just allow that time just to sink in, because there are women that are out there. They're out there. They're watching you right now. They're listening to what you have to say, even if you don't even know who they are. It happens all the time. That's the beauty about social media. You could post something and you'll see people like, comment, and maybe share it, but there's so many other people that may not engage with it, but are still watching. They're still watching, and you're still pouring into them even when you don't know it. That is still doing kingdom work. But let's talk about getting your two. Let's talk about enrolling two, getting your investment paid for. Like Brandy talked about earlier in the opportunity call, your two, in your first 30 days, you have your double instant enrollment bonus. Your double instant enrollment bonus. So when you help somebody get started in the basic membership, that 10 turns into 20 paid the following week. You help somebody get started in the VIP membership, that 100 turns into 200. Let me paint a picture for you. If you help 5 women get started in your first 30 days in the VIP membership, which women love the VIP membership because the Radiant Leadership Academy, the 3 live calls, all the modules that are in there, there is so much that you can sink your teeth into, again, at a fraction of the cost, and you can get it paid for, because that's what we're talking about right now. You help 5 women do that in your first 30 days. That's $1,000 just in the instant enrollment bonus. And there's 4 other ways you get paid in addition to that. Think about that. What would an extra $1,000 do for you? Type 1,000 in the chat if this is something that you could use right now. Yep. Let's face it, we all need it. We all want it. We all could use it, right? We could spend it like this. I could probably think I know exactly where that could go right now, and it would be gone. Now, here's the next thing. We all want that $1,000. What are we willing to do to make that happen? How many no's are we going to go through? How many people are we going to connect with? And it's going to require for some of us to get out of our own way, because, it does get a little nerve-wracking sometimes, being like, okay, well, what if they say yes? What if they say no? I don't know. That's not up to you. What is up to you is being bold and sharing this gift that we have, that God has set up for such a time as this, because women are looking for this. They are looking for it. And one thing with our Dash for Cash incentive that we have going on right now, we've had quite a few of our ambassadors have some viral content by just saying, I would love to help women make an extra $1,000 to $2,000 paid out before Christmas. And Brandy just went over that. When you help 5 or more women get started, you're now in the running for that $1,000 cash prize. We also have a $500 second prize and a $250 third prize. And then if all those are VIPs, that's another $1,000 that you can earn through the instant enrollment bonus. Not to mention, you'll probably pop to our first rank Elite 1, which I'm going to get to here in just a second. So I hope you're kind of picking up that it is so possible for you to be able to get some momentum here. And maybe we have people on this call that have never really had success in network marketing before. I'm so excited if that's you, that you are here, because what God is doing in this industry is he's redeeming it. And I really want you to settle on that word. He's redeeming this industry because he's coming in, because it clearly works. It's $179 billion a year. It clearly works. But there's just some not so good eggs, if you know what I mean, that have kind of come in and dirtied it up a little bit. Humans are flawed. It happens, right? It happens. Whenever somebody comes to me with a network marketing objection, I tell them just that. Humans are flawed, but it doesn't mean this doesn't work. But I'm pretty sure we've all heard this phrase before: be the change. Be the change that you want to see. And GPA is doing just that. And it's okay. Like Don said in the chat, go for no. That's a great answer. That's okay. It's not a direct reflection on you that they're saying no to you. There's probably a million other things that are going on right now in their life. But now there's a seed planted. And now we keep watering it when we keep sharing unapologetically as to what is happening here. So for all of you that put 1,000 in the chat, for all of you that maybe are thinking of it, didn't put in the chat, or the ones watching the replay, make a decision tonight. I'm going to go for 2. I'm going to get my 2 this coming week, between now, this Thursday, and the following Thursday. We're going to do it. And for those that are like, okay, that's great. What's next? What's next? I'm going to paint just a brief picture on how fast can you get to Elite One? And Elite One is one of the ranks that we have here that when you, and I'm going to show you just how simple it is. Let me pull up this graph. I wasn't planning on doing this, but you know what? I'm a visual person and I think other people on this call here as well. So it'd probably be helpful if you can see it. This is how simple it is to hit Elite One. And if you do this within your first 30 days, that's $940 that's coming right back in your pocket. If you do this within your first 90 days, that's an additional $640. And I'm pretty sure we could all use that too. Here's how simple it is. Here's you. When you help 5 people get started, and it's a mix of the 300 points as people that start as VIP because you pay $399 down. So that first month you have 300 points. And then the basic membership is $79. So it's 79 points. Helping 5 people get started. And you can make nearly $1,000. I don't know anywhere else that you can do that. I don't. But it just comes with making a decision. You're all here right now for whatever reason that you're here. You needed the personal growth, the professional growth. You needed the community of women that love the Lord, have good hearts, and want to cheer each other on. Maybe all the above. All the above. It's making that decision of, you know what? This is too good not to share. This is too good not to give this gift to somebody else. Because again, people are in the spending mode right now. And as women, we're constantly pouring out of an empty cup. So this is where we get to step into, and Brandy talked about this on the opportunity call, step into that pioneering women's leadership. Remember, we talked about that? You're stepping into that leadership role and guiding these women. Look, it's time to pour into yourself. Like, this is your time to pour into you. Everyone has goals for 2023. Everyone. And when somebody has a goal, you don't get to that goal by staying the same. I'm going to say that one more time. Everyone has a goal, and you do not get to that goal by staying the same. Things have to change. New disciplines, new habits, new commitments to yourself and other people. People around you that can help you get there. Yes, Ferris, take action. You have to take action. There's a lot of, and I bet I'm going to go back to the $1,000, all the ones that were in the chat. That sounds good. And you may want it, but are you going to take action to do it? And it's okay to take messy action, scared action. That's okay. Because we have all been there. We have all been there. I tell people all the time, if you want to see, because we all have had those moments where like, I don't really know what to say. I don't really know what to do. For those that don't know, my past career, I was a news anchor and reporter. I did that for 5 years. And when people are like, Molly, I could never talk like you on calls, like, or anywhere, like I just couldn't do it. I'm like, I've been doing this for well over a decade. And secondly, I have messed up far more times than probably every single one of you on this call. Maybe not Michelle, because Michelle Shaver, because she's older than me, she's been doing it a lot longer. But there's bloopers that I have that are on YouTube. Feel free to go check them out. I have fumbled my way through things. I have almost cursed on accident on live television. I have like said words, completely butchered them and wrong and just ran with it. I have done so many foolish things in front of thousands and thousands of people on live television. And you just got to take a chance being like, you know what? We're going to do better the next time. It's okay. People aren't looking for your perfection, but they do want to feel your heart posture of like, what is this really about? What is this really about? So when people say, how do you share GPA? It comes from here. What is God doing in and through you? What is something that has been life-changing here for you? A breakthrough that you've had, whether it's financially, maybe relationally, something through one of the courses. And as you're learning and growing through this, inside of this, share that with other people. Share openly and publicly. Because what God wants right now is for us to be that beacon of hope. It's like the visual of a lighthouse, right? We're the lighthouse, we're the body, but the Holy Spirit's out there trying to shine its light, and we got to be a vessel for it to shine out of us. People need hope so bad right now. And I just put a video up on this on side of my Instagram story of so many people are so locked into their circumstances and they crown that as king rather than, okay, this too shall pass. This is not a life sentence of what I'm going through right now, but what can I learn? What can I learn And what can I surrender to God that is not in my control? So back to the whole piece of, a lot of you said that that extra 1,000 would be helpful. That can be yours when you make that decision. It's all about making the decision. And there's going to be work behind that decision. Look, when we chose to accept Jesus Christ as our Lord and Savior, when we made that decision, we didn't ask for an easy life. No one ever said it was going to be easy. And so often people are like, they just want either, God just to come in and wipe away all their troubles and fears, drop a sack of cash off at their front door, and that's that. You would never learn anything if that was the case, if it was easy. It's in the trials and who you become. That's where the gold is. And that's what people want to see. Yeah, exactly, Laura. It's not easy, but it's totally worth it. Oh, I love it. We got some newbies in the chat. Yay, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So we're just so excited for what God is doing here. But let's start somewhere. Let's find your two. Let's find two this week and help them get started. Help them make that decision so they can launch into finishing out and rounding off 2022 to have a springboard into 2023, and share with them what we've been sharing tonight. December is the new January. December is the new January. Make that decision. Create that space and time and make it non-negotiable. Think about the things in your life that you're like, oh, I could never go a day without that. For some people, it might be coffee. For some people, it might be exercise. For some people, it might be, diving into the word, whatever that is. Make it a non-negotiable of what you want to create here, and create time and space around that. And yes, you're going to have things knock at your door to try to get you to, well, I got to go do this. I got to go do that. But get right back on that horse and dive in. Dive in. Because 6 months, a year, 5 years of dedicated focus here will absolutely change your life. Really, 6 months will change your life of dedicated focus here. And then you'll want to be here 5, 10, 20, 40 years. You're going to want to be here because it will be life-changing. There has never been an easier opportunity in this right here because it's digital. So it's global instantly. Women are already looking for it, and you can make an income by sharing it. And again, it's a fraction of the cost from a lot of the other programs that are out there. It is a no-brainer. It is a no-brainer. Yes, when it comes to Elite One, all you need is actually, it's 5 people. Help 3 people get started in the VIP and 2 people start in the basic. 5 personals. That's it. To hit Elite One. That's it. Very doable. Very, 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 very doable. So it's just making that decision. So let me ask you, have you made that decision? Have you decided? Have you decided that this time next year, I want things to look wildly differently? And I want to partner with God to do it. I want to be around other women that are making that decision of, you know what? I'm going to go for no. I'm going to do it anyways. I'm going to get in there, because in all of that, you're going to learn and grow so much. You're going to learn a lot about yourself. When somebody says something, what comes up for you. And what's so beautiful about this whole membership is the membership really is the training. There are so many opportunities for growth here. All the modules we have, all the live calls we have, the ambassador trainings every week, the one team calls that we have with our ambassadors that lead that the first Wednesday of every month, the Radiant Leadership Academy, of course, tons of lessons that you can learn in there. There is never a shortage on growth. It just takes a decision that I want to be engaged. I want to pour in, because I know when my cup is full, it's going to spill out. And it's going to spill out in such a good way that you're going to be able to reap a harvest from that. So I would love to see in the chat who's decided. Say, I've decided. If you've decided that, you know what, like right now is the time. December is the new January, and I'm going to make changes right now. I'm not going to wait till January 1. I'm going to make them right now because my goals are worth it. My family is worth it. Or maybe your future family, if you're not married or have kids yet. The debt that you need to pay off, the vacations you want to go on, the tithing you want to give to your local church, the offerings, the pouring in. There is so much that we can do when we say yes and we give it to God and watch him work. And I love the testimony that we heard earlier tonight from Angie. She said, God, this is God's money. When she came in and she was watching for, I think she said a year. And then God's like, I've given you these resources. Are you going to step in and be obedient? And she said, yes. And here she is, brand new. Amazing. Amazing. I love it. I love seeing all these. I've decided. Yes, yes, yes. Now here's another thing. If you need it, find an accountability partner to hold yourself accountable. But the most important person to hold yourself accountable is you. You can find anybody else you want. And sometimes it's a little bit easier, but hold yourself accountable because you are worth it. Your goals and why you want this to work, the freedom of all aspects is worth it. And it takes discipline. It takes making changes. Instead of maybe sitting there and watching your favorite show 6 hours a week, maybe 2 hours, and the other 4, you're going to dive in more on how can I learn more about the comp plan here? How can I go and get my 2 this week? How can I hit Elite 1? Oh, I already did that. Okay, now that we've brought in my 5 in, let's help them hit Elite 1. Let's help them get their 2 and keep that duplication going. That's the beauty of this industry. It's taking people who have maybe never done this before and help them be able to create an additional income that maybe all they want is an extra $500 a month to pay for some gas and groceries. Or maybe you'll find that leader that is going to knock this thing out of the park that wants to create an extra, $70,000 a month and just crush this thing. You never know what that person's wants, desires, and the harvest that they're about to reap. You never know. So never be scared to reach out. Because when you're coming out of that place of this is what has happened for me, I just have to share this with you. You're building in, you're pouring into the relationship, you're seeding into it. They'll see it. They'll see it. They'll feel the heart posture. And that's what I love about this opportunity more than anything is that you are the product in a sense. People really get to know you and who you are. And people want that across the board. They want that. They want that. Ginny, great question. So as you saw in the Elite 1 graphic, let me break this down really quickly. So the Elite 1, you see that the VIP is 300 points. So when someone gets started, this is a graph of when you do this in your first 30 days, by the way. When somebody gets started in the VIP, because you're paying $399 down, you have 300 points that first month. But then after that, you're paying $149.99 a month. So then your points go down to $149. That's the difference there. So your points will fluctuate when somebody first starts at a VIP, their first month to their second month ongoing. So you are correct about that. So hopefully that's helpful. But ladies, I'm just so excited. I'm going to be ending this just a few minutes early because Michelle has to jump on and teach one of the RLA classes. So I want to give her plenty of time to jump on here on the Zoom. But I'm excited for all of you that said that I have decided. Hold yourself accountable. If you need support, there are plenty of women out there that I'm sure looking for an accountability partner of let's do this together. Let's do it. Let's dig in. Let's carve out that time. Make it a priority. Dig in that this, like right now, is where you get started right now. And people will be so motivated and inspired by that because they too want to do that. But maybe they just don't know what it looks like. But watching you live outwardly and going after what God's put in your heart, that is going to be like, I wonder what's happening over there. Like what's happening? People are always asking questions. They're always searching for something. And I'll tell you what, they're always looking to buy something too. People are always looking to spend. Why not on themselves? So don't use the excuse, oh, this time of year, they don't want to spend money. They do. And they spend lots of it. They do. It's being able to frame it that this is going to be able to help you exceed what it is that you want for 2023 because the environment in which you put yourself in. And that matters so much. And so many people are in toxic environments. That needs to change. And that has changed here inside this community. So we are so grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you for jumping on. For those that are new, welcome to the family. We are so excited that you're here. If there are people that have not been able to get on this call this coming Tuesday, we're going to be having how to hit Elite 1 in your first 30 days. Very simple. We went over it tonight, but maybe somebody that you know that's on your team or somebody that you know that's not in yet needs to hear how simple that is because they want to make an extra $1,000. Who doesn't? Everybody wants to. It does not matter what time of year it is. So we're going to be running that on Tuesday. And so look out for that inside of the Christian Women in Business group or the ambassador group. We're going to have some people post it so you can get that information. But I hope all of you have an amazing night. Love you all. And we will see you next Thursday. Bye, everyone.